What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Arms and Farms. It's supposed to get warm today. It's supposed to be in the 50s. This hat is getting about raggedy. Jack LeMayo, if you're watching, need one. I need a new one. Today, the plan, as of literally 45 seconds ago, was to get this lagoon pump pulled out and to wash it. The new plan, to get this lagoon pump pulled out and parked up by where I wash it. And instead, we are going to go and fire up a 10-wheeler and potentially start hauling some grain corn to the mill. The grain corn that we harvested this fall is gone. So we're buying corn right now, which we're not totally opposed to. It's still, obviously corn prices are in the tank, so it's not the end of the world buying corn. But we figured we might as well haul while we can. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, Thursday, maybe Friday. Not totally sure what the weather's thinking, but it's not supposed to rain today. So we thought we'd get things fired up and up and running. So yeah, we're gonna get this pulled out. It's kind of tricky just because the lagoon's not filled in, so it's kind of a sharp turn out of here. Once that's filled in, it'll be sweet. You can just pull straight out. That'll be nice. Wish me luck. You guys watch along. See if I hit something. Hit the like and subscribe button, by the way, too. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. I don't really know. First time I've hooked you guys here, but that went pretty good. It was a lot harder backing it in because when I backed it in, these extendable legs were frozen all the way out, which makes the machine about 10 foot wider. But obviously it's warm enough now. They were able to get pulled in. The new snout on the back of this that angles down, we just put that on. I guess it was before I pulled it in here. That seems to be working excellent. Kick these frozen chunks back in. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that pump has performed so far. That was the biggest thing that made us nervous when we bought it. You know, salesmen will always tell you stuff works, but will it work? For sure. Like, will it actually work? We had never had experience with over-the-wall pumps like that before, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but she did well. So we're gonna take it up, park it where we wash stuff, and yeah, we'll go see if the 10-wheeler wants to start up. There. Parked up here, there's a hydrant right on the other side. I've never washed equipment up here on this apron, but we usually do it in front of our shop. But I got to thinking, we got this hydrant, we've got a gas pressure washer. We might as well clean stuff up here, so that way at the end, you just scrape the mess into the lagoon versus having to clean it all up at the shop all the time. So we're gonna give that a shot. Gotta hike back down to that lagoon, get my truck, and then we'll get under motion here. Huh. That looks like a mirror to a 2016 Polaris Adventure. Wonder how that got there. All right, just looking over our Kenworth here, noticed it was a little bit low in coolant. There must be a little leak. There's a little puddle underneath it. Don't think it's a major leak, but this elbow right there looks like it has a little drip. We are a little bit low, so we're gonna top that off. Engine oil's good. We'll see if she wants to start. This winter when I tried to move it, the air was frozen. I'm hoping, being that it's 40 out right now, that it's not, but it was in this barn, which isn't insulated, but it, you know, still takes a little bit to warm up if the door was shut. So hopefully she wants to go. Actually got some air in it, which means it shouldn't be. It is building air, so I think we are in business. Good deal. Just wanted to take a peek in here. I thought I had cleaned it out. I just wanted to double check and make sure. You don't want any silage or anything like that that's built up on the doghouse to be in your grain that you deliver, so good to go. I will put these locks on when I get up to the bin and start getting it going. Don't have overly large augers. That usually takes 45 minutes a load to get full, so we'll have plenty of time for that once we get it up and rolling. All right, we're headed up to our bins now. I want to pay attention, drive by these couple of places, what direction the wind's blowing. Got to look at their flags. When I load corn, I want to make sure the wind's blowing towards the tail of the truck. Otherwise, your whole cab and everything gets covered in tailings, and I'd rather not have to deal with tailings all over the place. They didn't have their flag up. Come on, Arnie, what are you doing? There's Higley's flag. All right, well, I'm betting somebody on Court Road will have their flag up. Flag. Gosh, we are a patriotic area. This is blowing my mind. His flag's down too. I wonder if the windstorm there a little while back blew everyone's flags down. I know mine got torn up pretty good, but it's still standing. Well, I guess we'll have to test the wind a different way. So we've got 4 bins up here. They're all 10,000 bushel. And all these augers are small and old and kind of miscombobulated. We just took the bottom of a 275 gallon teat dip tote, cut the bottom off. This allows us to pull out of more than 1 bin at a time. The hopper for the auger is not quite big enough to get to everything. So, I don't know, this seems to be working all right. This auger here is big enough that we could pull out of 2 of those at once to fill the truck. So we pull out of this bin and the bin behind it, and then we'll do that bin and that bin at the same time. I can almost guarantee before the day's over we'll have some kind of electrical issue. That's kind of usually the story with our bin sites. Everything's tired up here. The way I understand, I don't know the exact dates, but I don't know if it was in the 90s sometime, I take it, probably early 90s. Grandpa and his brother Don, who used to be a partner on the farm before he passed away, bought these out of Pennsylvania somewhere. And so those two and all the boys, Jack, Todd, Rob, Tim, I believe, all of them went and they took them down. They brought them up here and they reassembled them. So they've served their purpose. This year we're probably going to be chopping all of our corn. We're probably going to need it. So, and we used to dry our wheat and store them and chuck the wheat ourselves. But now it's gotten so if it's under 18%, a lot of these grain mills around here will dry it for free. And usually our wheat's in the lower teens. So we've been just taking our wheat direct to the mill too. So not sure what the long-term goal is with these bins. As I said, the electrical's all pretty tired, but it is nice to have them here. I suppose if we were worried about high grain prices or something like that, we could always buy wet corn out of the field from neighbors, dry that ourselves, something like that maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe down the road expand the whole thing and we'll put in our own corn grinder and make our own cornmeal. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, but it is nice to have the option to do things up here. All this stuff could probably use updating, but it's not the fastest, but it's going to get it done. It's supposed to be 52 today. I'm so excited. It should be an absolute beautiful day to be trucking corn. Yeah, while that's loading, we'll come take a peek at the heifers. What do you think, ladies? Huh? Read you off some sires here. Got a Porter, a Renegade, Perfect, Renegade, Perpetual. She's a dock. You can tell she's a dock. She's got that big framey kind of higher front end. These Renegades are supposed to be really something. On Facebook, they're all the hype, so hopefully they turn out. We've got 2 that are milking right now, and they're both pretty nice. Perfect, which was, that's this black heifer here. They're also supposed to be nice. We don't have a ton of them. We've only got 1 milking Perfect. She doesn't really set the world on fire for me, but hopefully they really come on. Got a Conway, Captain, Soy Sauce, but she's got an embryo in her. That's what that blue tag is. She's got a sheepster embryo in her. Captain, Moneyball. Oh, this is one of Lindsay Lau's cows. So Chris Lau works for Gen X, so they breed their own animals. So I think Moneyball's probably a Gen X bull. Lavon, I don't know him. That's a Jack. I believe Jack's a Captain's son. Conway, Oxy, Milky. We've got a couple Milkies that look real nice. So hopefully that continues. Boondock, Pipeline. So this animal, we actually aren't sure. Somehow this animal slipped through the crack. Like 1 a year. With everything, even the genomic testing, we can't figure out who she is. So now she's 42. I don't know what to tell you. Earl, she's a game on. Lavoy, pipeline. Porter, pipeline. Another Lavoy. Got a lot of Lavoys up here. Captain, Earl. You look like an Earl. What are you doing, Earl? Tahiti. I've always liked our Tahitis. Boondock. Dock. Perfect. Pipeline. Not sure. And pipeline. So, yeah. Guess we're going to find out what the Porters and Pipelines and Earls. You know, those are all bulls we don't have any milking. Lavoy. I think we've got a couple milking Lavoys, but next couple months we're going to know what all those bulls look like. Boy, what are you? Well, you're a Porter, but you're 6,400. You must have been a problem breeder. Look at the size of that tank. Yeah, see, she's a couple hundred calves before her. When's your birthday, sweetheart? 3. So she's, well, I guess she's only just 2. Not even. She'll be 322. She'll be 2. But boy, that's a monster of a heifer. Holy crap. Well, you guys enjoy. Maybe I'll bring you over some leftovers, anything that slips through the cracks. There's a renegade pudgy, the whole thing. You don't need any corn, do you, by golly? Oh, that's for sure. My wind changed on me. It was blowing that way. Now it's kind of funneling this way. You see all the clippings, all the corn clippings. And hopefully it swings around. So what I do, I just kind of wait until I can just see it above the board, and I'll move it once back, and then I'll move it once forward. And that's usually plenty overweight. So it's a 2-mile hike that way to the mill, so it's not a bad ride. But I don't even know what this truck's legal for. It's a real heavy truck. It's got farm plates on it, so weight doesn't apply to that, right? I don't know, usually we end up with 22, 23 ton on it. I know our other trucks are only legal for 15 ton. I'm not going to tell you what we usually put on those, but I'm sure you got a pretty good guess. Yeah, we'll just kind of hang out here, standing up on the electric box to get a little better view and see how it goes. Could use a little bit of stone there. Let's see what we got. We're at 69.5. This is their new leg. They've got a leg on the other side of the bins. And, you know, when we started bringing it down here a couple years ago, we said, boy, this leg really takes it compared to the previous place we took. I had an auger. They would just auger it into the bins, kind of like we just unloaded it. Take, you know, half hour or so a load. The other side, that leg was like 15 minutes. I'm like, man, that really takes it. This leg, you just open that door up as fast as you can get it off, and that leg took it. It didn't even back up at all. So that was really something. These guys just keep adding on to this place every year. It's really something. So we bring dry corn down here, and they grind it and bring it back to us as cornmeal for the cows. So, and in the fall, we were bringing wet corn down and just letting them dry it because our bins were full from the previous year. We didn't haul in grain last year because corn was so cheap to buy. We said we're just going to buy it while it's cheap. But yeah, now we got to get rid of it. We don't want it going bad in the bins or anything. This building here, they just built. They've got a machine in here. I guess it's not quite up and running. They're waiting on the gas line to get hooked up, but they're gonna roast soybeans and pressurize it or something to get the oil out of it, and that's going to be turned into, this kid seemed to think it'd be turned into some kind of fuel, but I know they told me this fall that it was all going to be food grade. So I don't know, soy oil or soy, something like that. Not totally sure, but it's really coming along pretty nicely down here. So we'll go get weighed out and go get another load. That was really something. Like I said, that really, I don't know, I'll time it the next load, but gosh, it didn't feel like it took 5 minutes, but I'd be curious to see. Make a stop down the hardware store, get some dust masks. I'm in the old man stage of my life where I breathe in too much of those dust follicles or whatever you want to call them. Hacking up a lung for a week. That's a little bit better. So just all those little particles, man, they get into my lungs and I'm hacking them up for days. Got my pickup here now. A little bit of lunch. JT's Pizzeria down in York, New York. Zero flop. Zero. One bite, everybody knows the rules. It's pretty thin, pretty crispy for me. It's not really my style. It's good though. Don't hold you over. 7-1. All right, we'll see if this video is a little less shaky than the one this morning when I used this clamp. Got load number 2 on now. We're headed down to the mill. Figured I'd tell you guys a little bit about this truck. We bought this truck 3 years ago now. The truck came out of Illinois. It's a 2009 Kenworth with a C13 cap motor. I don't know the exact suspension. I know it's got a heavy suspension on it. The box on it is an east body. So we bought the truck, had the truck delivered to Ohio, right at the East factory where they built this box for us. A lot of people around here run these East boxes. They look sharp. They work really good for grain. They're not my favorite in silage, and you can't use them for hay because of the way that the tailgate hinges on this particular one. You're only able to go like, you can't really get 2 bales underneath it because the tailgate hinges right at the back corner of the box, where the other trucks, they hinge at the top, but the hinge point's like 3 foot forward of the rear. So when it lifts up, it goes 3 foot higher than the sides of the box. So you're able to get bales of hay in there, where this box you can't. And I don't love in silage. It's not as fast as the other ones. The PTO is air engaged. Everything's air powered. And I don't love that. The hydraulic seems to go faster. Be a little more reliable when people are in a hurry. Got his fart can on his old boomeroo. I don't know why people do that. But anyways, that's about all I got to say about the truck. It's been a good truck. This truck Jack primarily runs. It is comfortable. My only real complaint with the truck, other than what I've already complained about, I suppose, is the foot pedal. This is one of them goofy Kenworth pedals, so you always got to have your foot angled. It's not one of the flat ones. You kind of got to push it down rather than push it forward, and it hurts my ankle. I know that sounds pretty nitpicky, but you drive the thing for 14, 16 hours in a row. Yeah, little stuff like that really gets to you. So yeah, I guess that's anything about anyone got any other questions, let me know. might be a little sloppy today, but the woods are right full, so I imagine they just gotta keep on trucking. What a beautiful day for hauling some green, though. Got the window down. Sure will be exciting when these trees start to sprout. Down into York. Head straight across. Truck is set at 5 1/4, so it's got more than enough power for a 21-foot box, but it handles 22, 23 ton pretty easily. It is nice to have the power, even if you don't necessarily need it. Never understood why you can't just make a road straight. Back. Learned our lesson after the first time. We'll try to come in a little less hot, so we won't hit these potholes quite so fast. Last load was 69.5. Let's see where we're at this time. Looks like we're at 180. So we're about a ton heavier this time. Less trips. Alright, so there's a light on the scale. Little dot, you can see it's green right now. When you pull on, it's red. Once it turns green, they got you loaded in. Aggressive there. So, drop her in park, you dump the air, then kick PTO on and lift her up. Usually he'll stand back there and let me know right before a grain will spill over, so I know when to stop. that. So once you get offloaded, you just swing back around to the scale. Same thing, the light will turn green when they got me clocked out. There's a kiosk that'll print off a receipt, tell me my dry matter and, you know, the weight. Well, it'll tell me the weight of how much corn I brought in, but it'll also tell me the test weight. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. So, pretty simple. I just kind of stick all the receipts in my front pocket. We take them home, we add them up. We make sure we kind of keep track, so that way we know how much grain we got in storage versus how much is getting delivered, so we can kind of keep checks and balances of our grain. So that's pretty much the system we rock down here. I don't know, seems to work, not too complicated. If I can figure it out, anyone can. Mercy sakes alive, looks like we got us a convoy. Something like that anyways. If people knew how to drive, that is. Hey, nice plane. Alright. Not sure what we got going on up here. I guess. Blacktop working. Got another truck coming at us. M&T boys are out at it. Got one under the pump, one pulling into the pump, and one pulling away from the pump. Nice looking Peterbilt. Spring is in the air. Alright guys, well we're rolling out here. It's 5 o'clock on the dot. The mill closed at 5. This last load I brought them down was a little bit smaller, but I said I'll get here a quarter of, so we're sure not to hold you guys up. Ended up getting 90 ton brought down, which wasn't bad for one truck, considering the time we started. So I'm pretty happy with it. I wish it wasn't gonna rain, because it's actually drying out quite a bit. And you guys see the sun shining in on me here. It is beautiful outside. 56 is what my truck said. Granted, my truck was sitting in the sun. But man, does it feel nice. So we're gonna head back. We're gonna park this truck under cover, even though it's empty, just so it doesn't get wet with the rain. And then if the rain stops, you know, Thursday, Friday, whenever it might be, the trucks are dry, ready to go. Tyler spent most of the day getting the other 2 trucks ready. So if the stars align, we can run all 3, or at least 2 of them, whatever the bins will you know, hold, or whatever the bins will handle, I should say. So yeah, it's been a really great day. Didn't expect to be doing this today, but awesome day to be doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed something a little bit different. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get to washing equipment in the rain. It needs to be done. If you're gonna get wet, you might as well just do it on a rainy day, so you just get all the wet jobs done at the same time, I suppose. So yeah, tell your friends and family about the Goofy Dairy Farmer on YouTube, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.